Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the No More Heroes 3 Championship Run. Today is going to be a very special double feature episode again, this time fighting against Gold Joe and Mr. Blackhole. These guys are real pushovers. There isn't really much call for me doing a video about this other than the fact that we want to do it for completionist's sake, but even then we might end up breaking that rule for Velvet Chair Girl, because the Velvet Chair Girl is literally the same fight, just with more HP. But otherwise, though, Mr. Black Hole and Gold Joe, pushover as they may be, are really useful to fight against, again, for the purpose of practicing. And, like, they're essentially just, like, regular enemies with more HP. For the most part, you can stunlock them with constant roll-cancelled, like, blast attacks. You can get through them really easily, but unfortunately, they are also necessary for farming if getting a Z-chip is on your to-do list. The Z-chip, for those guys that don't know, reduces the cooldown of your skills, your Death Glove skills, by 100%, meaning that the moment the effect is finished, it is off cooldown once more. So you can do some really deadly stuff. You can actually dodge most of the mechanics of the fight. Like, you're going to need the special materials from Mr. Black Hole, Gold Joe, Native Dancer, Midori Kawa, Destroy Man, Sonic Juice, Henry Cooldown, and Fu. And that's it. That's literally all of that. So every other boss that I did not mention, namely Damon and Kimmy Love, do not require farming to get the Z-chip, so you could literally just use the Z-chip to beat against those guys if you really don't want to learn those fights. They're not that difficult by any means, but yeah, that is an option in terms of just like overall post-game progression. But think about Mr. Black Hole and Gold Joe, they're very easy. I'm only just doing this for the purposes of you know, just the completionist's sake. And who knows, maybe some people actually find this difficult, so this video is for you. So let's go ahead and get started. Mr. Black Hole is such a weird boss. The thing is, I have said in the previous double feature we did with Native Dancer and Destroy Man True Face, is that I normally would like buffer the triple tap for the blast attack during the death blow. I would actually not recommend that for this boss, because the AI for this boss can react to the inactivity and use that as an excuse to teleport away. Granted, teleporting away is a good thing because it gives you a chance to recharge, but if the goal is to just keep the pressure on them and you have plenty of battery still left over, then this is for you. Honestly, the main challenge of this fight is just battery management. This is essentially what this particular boss is for. I always start the fight with a Death Force towards Travis. Once this lands, do a roll, and just constantly chase him down, doing blast attacks. By the time he starts doing the gravity attack, the blast attack should like interrupt him at that point. Okay, so we've chunked him. The second phase is tricky. Like, you want to make sure you have as much energy as possible for the second phase to interrupt him from creating the black holes. You could theoretically go through the entire fight without worrying about black holes. Is he going to do a gravity attack? No. Okay, this particular attack is weird. You can't punish it immediately, but once he appears, you can time it so that you roll into him and do a blast attack. And you can continue the pain once more. Also, because of how constantly you're getting the giant strikes after him, getting slot machine rolls can happen quite frequently as well. You can get full green mode, which can be useful. I would say that if you want to use full green mode on any boss just to get them over with, this would definitely be it. I personally don't like using it, but because he's just such a simple boss, yeah, might as well. Alright, so we're going to slow down the amount of stun that he has. I keep messing up the inputs, this will be a problem. If he summons the black holes, it's going to make the fight a lot more complicated, but when that happens, honestly, there's no shame in just restarting the run. Sorry, quite a bit of damage. Here come those black holes. So this essentially just limits you to fighting him specifically on the edges of the map. Honestly, not all that different from what we're used to. Otherwise, yeah, you just want to hang out on the edges. Take your time to recharge. What's he gonna do? Alright, so again, like I said, this particular attack, just wait for him to jump down, and then you can roll into him. Just throw in all your death skills, and that is the fight. Honestly, like I said, it is entirely possible to prevent him from doing the entire battle without summoning those black holes, but all that does is just throw in a bit of a monkey wrench into the thing. But honestly, all the edges of the map are safe, and it's a circular map, so feel free to just keep moving forward. Otherwise, though, that particular fight is actually one of the worst runs I've ever done, over 2 minutes. Most of the time it's going to be lower than that if I'm lucky and, you know, getting my inputs right. I miss my inputs quite a bit, but yeah, like, you're going to have to farm this fight, unfortunately, for his unique pink material, which is, again, like I said, one of the only requirements for the Z-chip. But let's go ahead and move on to Gold Joe, because honestly, in my opinion, I would say that Gold Joe is the easier one of the two, because with Gold Joe, if you're like me and you miss your inputs, or you just don't play well, then you could just use the death throw or the death kick to push him into one of the electric barriers. Whereas with this one, if you mess up, then you might need to sort of like go back to the drawing board, so to speak. But let's move on. Okay, so here's the thing about Gold Joe. Gold Joe is a really headache-inducing boss visually. There's so many colors, there's so many particle effects everywhere, it's absolute chaos. But that's okay, because the chaos is mostly caused by you. There are mechanics for this boss fight that have to do with the polarity system, but to be honest, like I've said in previous videos, the thing about No More Heroes 3 is that each of the boss fights are like emblematic of the boss imposing a game onto Travis and the player. But the thing about Travis and his playstyle is that he's forcing back at them, that he's going to make them play his game, and that's exactly what we're looking at here. We're going to forgo Gold Joe's mechanics and go for Travis's mechanics. Alright, make some noise! Try to push him towards the center. Oh yeah, also, because you're playing on death difficulty, you can die in one hit if you walk into the barriers. It's common sense, but like, I just want to point that out. Oh no, I messed it up! Okay, I messed up the input. I tried to triple tap during the... I tried to triple tap during the throw, but I got it too late, I think. Okay, do it again. Shake it off. Give me the foo. Oh, I was close! It's always fun getting the foo things because it's just the most unlucky and most unfortunate thing. Really throws a huge curve into your overall plot, so to speak. Okay, again, push him in. Triple tap. Full combo, why not? Let's time it properly this time, okay? Oh no, I messed it up. Okay, gotta stay focused. Got it? Yep. I should have practiced this fight before recording. Oh well, whatever. Just bully him. I'm actually worried about Mustang mode on this particular map because what's to stop me from zooming in? What's to stop me from zooming into the dangerous wires that I should not be touching? Gotta recharge. Right on time for that stun. There we go, got the timing right, finally. Been a long time waiting. If I can get the beat down, then we're good to go. Look at that reach! Look at that reach! The thing is, he can't even reach us here necessarily. Throw down all your skills. Ooh, block everything. And worst case scenario, if anything bad happens, just block. I had to engage with mechanics once in that fight, and that had nothing to do with with the magnetics. But yeah, that's the thing though. Like again, like when you're like I've mentioned before, but kind of an iffy thing for me is recording and commentating at the same time. Sometimes I get the timings a little bit thrown off. But also, I know I'm making excuses here, as I am wont to do, but also there is a bit of a delay between the monitor and the TV and the headphones that I'm using right now, so that's another excuse as to why I'm not playing as well as maybe I should be. But even then, like I said, there's plenty of margin for error, and these fights are quite fast. The main challenge for this is the fact that you have to do it so many times for a chance at getting the two unique materials. But when you do, though, it's like, it's an easy fight. It feels weird doing this fight, both of these fights, because they're just so basic. But like I said, some people, maybe they're a little bit unfamiliar, or maybe they're just intimidated. Maybe they chose like boss appearance order first instead of the video order, which I've put out. So these bosses, though, like as long as you're able to consistently do your blast attack inputs, then yeah, you're good to go. Do we get a rare? Nah, of course not. Of course not. But yeah, this is just like this is a really really quick video. I want to quickly throw this together just because of like completionist sake. Because next week, like I don't want to do Velvet Chair Girl because it's literally the same fight. For those of you guys that don't know, when you fight against Velvet Chair Girl, you fight against a boss that like has the same attack over and over again, but like the attack will kill Travis in one hit no matter what difficulty you're on. So yeah, it's literally the same thing, and there's not really much point of me trying to emphasize, ooh, it's on death difficulty. So we are actually down to the last two bosses. At the time of recording, we are down to Kimmy and the final boss. So I hope to see you guys there when it happens. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching.